Hi everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. I am Betty. In this video I want to teach you how to render or process your animal fat. So this is a raw animal fat. This one is from cow, those fat that they normally bring. You need a knife. I will tell you what to do with it. You also need a clean pot for rendering your animal fat. You need salt, table salt or industrial salt if you have any. Animal fat, like I said, this is from cow. You just go to the market or cow slaughterhouse and request and buy animal fat. From there you get your tallow. So next time you go to market or beef market, beef is the meat from cow now. So ask your butcher to give you some fats. In this video you will learn how to process it. For your soap making, you learn how to process or render your beef fat, what to know as tallow, to get a better result. I just brought this one out from the freezer. Tallow is very cheap, or tallow is cheaper compared to other soap making oils or fat because it is accessible. You can easily get it from your butcher at a very cheap price, and when you combine it with other oils, it makes a silky, harder and long-lasting beautiful soap with a stable ladder. If you want to know the best oil combination for perfect soap using tallow and their percentages, you can order my ebooks. You can send me a message on WhatsApp and get my ebooks, or you can go to my seller app and get it. If you want to learn how to process your beef tallow with the wet method, stick to this video and watch to the end. To also watch the advert, please guys, support your girl. Watch all my adverts, don't skip any. Please support me. Now to begin, the first thing I normally do is to wash off the animal blood with the water and salt. You need water and salt to wash off the blood. That is if you want. Some people don't normally do that, so I'll wash it and show you. I'm through now. Next thing to do is to cut this raw animal fat, this cow fat, into smaller pieces, or if possible you need to grind or shred this fat with blender or food processor. That is if you don't have blender or food processor, you can use knife and chopping board. Cut it into tiny pieces, very important. But if you have blender or food processor, that one is better. To render your beef fat, we have two methods. We have wet method and the other one. So if you want to learn the wet method, stick to this video. The reason for cutting this raw fat into smaller pieces is for the fat or the tallow to easily come out and faster when rendering it. Remember, this channel is all about from scratch. If you are new to this channel, you're very welcome. You're welcome. We teach everything we know from scratch. We teach about soap making and hygiene essential production. You learn everything from scratch. My ebook will tell you how to calculate and formulate your own recipe from scratch, even if you're a beginner. If you have any soap mold, it will tell you how you can formulate your recipe to fit in any kind of soap mold you have. The ebook is rich pack. You know how to know the right quantity of caustic soda and water you need, whether manually or otherwise. The ebook will lead you by the hand and help you calculate your measurements. Some people find it challenging to calculate measurement for their soap making. Some find it hard to understand what to do, how to color their soap, how to use essential oil or fragrance oil, the best time to unmold their soap and the tricks and tips for fast unmolding. The ebook, the best soap making guide, will help you. Some people find it hard on producing hard bars. Some people ask what can cause soap separation. Find the answer in the ebook. When does the soap cure? So you see different types of soap in the ebook and their recommended cure time. You will see the suggested ranges for bar soap quality when creating your soap recipe. So you can get my ebook. You can order from my seller app store, or you can easily chat me up on WhatsApp. I will send the ebook after you send your proof of payment. I will pin the link to my WhatsApp in the comment section. Just scroll down, you will see page essentials. You will see pinned, then you see my WhatsApp link to get my ebooks at a very discounted rate. Now let's continue. So after you've cut in smaller pieces, or you've grind or shred your raw fat, you need to put all the pieces of raw beef in a clean pot. Then the next thing you need is water. You also need salt. I've shown you salt before. You need salt, and you need a heat source. The heat source you need is the one that can help you set it to low heat or lowest heat. I'll turn on the heat and start. Next is to place the pot on the heat source, and you add some water up to the level of the fat in the pot and begin to cook on a low heat. The reason why I always say low heat is so as to melt the fat properly and not burn it. Production method that my second ebook will teach you will compete with many products like it in the market. The product pictures you can see on the cover of the book are just so few of the ones you will see inside the book. Some people want to learn how to add fresh vegetable or fruit juice or puree when making soup. Some people find it difficult to rebatch their soup. My ebook treats all this and more. The ebook will take you by the hand as if your tutor is there with you. So after adding the water, the next thing to add is your salt. Add some quantity of salt depending on the quantity of fat you want to render. The salt you need to add, I will tell you the reason why we add the water and the salt in this method as we go on in the video. Continue watching the video, please. As you can see, the fat is on low heat now, and I will show you how it's gradually melting, the different stages of melting. I'm covering the pot because I want it to be faster, but I will show you when not to cover your pot again and the reason why. At this stage you can see that it has started boiling. You can see, so don't cover it again. Do not cover the pot again because it will boil over. Boiling over means you will lose lots of fat. Just leave it like this, and you can also watch it in case, but make sure it's on low heat. When rendering your animal fat and you notice that it brings out foamy bubbles like the one you can see, please, bubbles are normal. Just do not cover it. Do not cover the pot, and make sure your heat is on the lowest or on the low. The bubble shows that those moisture that normally spoil the animal fat is evaporating, and the moisture needs to go so that your tallow will not spoil after rendering. Right now I want to tell you how to know when the wet method is done cooking. As the bubble is reducing, it shows that the water is drying up. Once the water dries up, the fat will continue melting. You will notice that the boiling sound will slightly change to that of frying sound. It will be like the fat is frying. Just let it melt completely and turn off the heat. When the fat has melted or rendered, you will see that the the fat has turned to a very hot golden colored liquid fat, and there are also tiny pieces of meat or other impurities that sink to the bottom. It usually takes like 2 to 3 hours on low heat, or depending on the quantity of fat you have. So like you can see, I'm through with rendering the fat. You need a sieve or a strainer. Stainless or metal sieve or strainer is preferable because this oil is very hot. It can melt plastic if care is not taken. So metal or stainless steel sieve or strainer is needed for this job. So once it has sieved, you can see how golden colored liquid it have turned. The next thing to do is to carefully keep this fat in a safe, cool place to float and later solidify or harden on top of the bowl, while the remaining impurities and dirt and the little water will settle under. You will notice this is just the bones and the little meat, pieces of meat and other impurities that was strained out. From this, you can notice that the fat has floated and is solidifying already, though it has not fully solidified. It's still solidifying. Here is fully solidified, and the impurities and the remaining water has settled under while the fat is on top. I will show you right now. Another important point to note, if you have not done this before, if you've not rendered fat before, is to note that tallow hardens in room temperature. So remember to strain or sieve the rendered hot liquid tallow into a type of container that you can easily scoop or cut your tallow, or that will easily pop out. Do you understand? Like this, my small bowl, it can easily pop out, but had it been I used a bottle, I'll find it difficult for this fat to remove, except if I melt it again. So once the hardened tallow is out, inside the bowl you will notice the dark sticky water and dirt mix. That's the work of the salt and water I told you about. The salt and water has drawn out the dirt from the tallow. So the next thing to do is to gently scrape the impurities that stick under the solid tallow. You notice that it's another color and it's sticky and soft. Just gently scrape it from the tallow. This video is already long, so in the next video, in part 2 of this video, in fact the next video, we will learn how to purify and refine our tallow to remove the meat odor. Some people don't like using this animal fat because they said it has meat odor. So when we purify it or refine it, we will remove the odor. It will become odorless. So watch the next video. Just click on my channel name and click on videos, and you will see the video on how to purify and refine your tallow to remove odor and any other dirt inside it. This is just the video on how to render your tallow, how to process your animal fat to become a tallow. Some people make soup with their tallow like this. This is a tallow, a rendered tallow, a processed animal fat. But some people prefer to purify it first before you start making use of it. Advantage of purifying your tallow is very good for if you don't want to make soup with your tallow. Some people make tallow balm with their tallow, so that's why it's good also to purify it. So you learn how to do this in my next video, and please turn on your notification bell. Thank you so much for watching, and bye.